As someone who really cares about people's financial security, especially during this pandemic, I wanted to talk about TikTok. And so many people have flocked to different types of media that were more intimate, such as TikTok, where Instagram and Twitter and even Facebook are more, one-dimensional, maybe is the way you could describe it, where when you have TikTok, you're actually seeing a person, and when you get to know them, if they're making 1 to 3 videos a day, because they're short, you can do 15-second videos, you're seeing them not always in the perfect setting. I myself have, when I do something on, let me backtrack a little bit. When I do something on YouTube, or even here now a little bit, I'm a little bit more controlled, a little bit more professional. Maybe not as much here in the podcast, but in general, I have done, TikToks from my bed in my pajamas right after, a day or two after my COVID vaccine, where I was just not feeling great. I've done them at 2:00 in the morning if my husband was snoring and I was wide awake and I just looked disheveled. So TikTok is more where you see people in their environment. They're not going out of their way usually to look a certain way. Now, of course, you're going to see more of the entertainment genre, or you'll be able to tell the people that are really going out of their way using a studio or have very choreographed skits and so forth like that. But in general, what I want to do is help you to make more money while you're on TikTok, because there are ways to do that, and you don't have to charge exuberant amounts of money. Okay, so everyone is suffering right now. Most people, let's put it that way. The 1% is still the 1%. And we have, and I say this all of the time, over 8 billion people that are struggling right now in the world. We have millions of people in the United States that are in poverty. We have over 7 million people that have been out of work because of the pandemic. So we're struggling. And what a lot of people have and what they're spending money on is their phone, because their phone is connection to the outside world and to individuals that they get to know on TikTok. So if you're someone that is a creator on TikTok and you're trying to figure out how to monetize, because you're probably, if you're in the 10,000 and up group, you realize that you're not getting a lot from TikTok, but you are getting some kind of a supplemental income. But it's not really that fabulous, especially if you're in the 10 to 15,000 range, or even above that. You have to have more of viral videos to go more in the making any kind of money phase. And so a lot of people think that the creators are making a ton of money, but there's very few creators that can make their money off of just TikTok right now. So what I want to talk about is this. If you are a creator, there are 3 specific ways that you can make money, even if you only have 1,000 followers. So hear me out on this. So at the time of this recording, I have 11,000 followers. That is not considered a lot for TikTok, but it's considered great for me because I'm not a real showy kind of a person. I'm a little bit of, dry toast. So for me, this is fantastic. And also, I feel like it's more intimate. If I had 100,000 followers, which would be great at some point, but right now I like the intimacy. That's what I'm craving. The intimacy that I can interact with people, get to know them a little bit. The followers who comment more often, I get to see, get a little insight into their world, and it just feels good. How do I monetize? So what I do is I just focus on giving free information, and people naturally will inbox me and want to work with me organically. So that's a way that I can make additional income. I can also focus on me as a brand. So when I am on TikTok, although I'm giving out free information and education and financial and psychological literacy, I'm also focusing on who I am as a brand. And that strengthens my brand. And as it strengthens my brand, that is an investment in myself. So the monetary gain is not always very obvious, but that's not what I'm looking for right now. But I am going to help you if that is what you're looking for. So I'm going to give a couple of different examples of people that I follow and I really like. I'm not going to say their names, but I'm going to start with one man in particular. So there is one man that I know. He's married, he has children, he has a day job, and he makes videos where he puts something either really funny or insightful up, and he does sort of the same kind of dance and the same music background. He does a salute in the very beginning. You rarely ever hear his voice, and when he does do a live, it feels like there's an excitement from his followers because they get to actually interact with him and hear his voice, and he becomes a little bit more alive to them. Now, I don't know in what other way he is monetizing other than the Creator Fund, which he's probably getting between, I would say, 200 to 800, maybe a month. I'm not sure, but he's getting about that probably. I don't know. But the bottom line is that's not enough to live on. It's enough to really supplement, but not enough to live on. So let's think of ways that we can monetize him. And these are ways that you might want to think about as well. So when I look at him, I see someone who he does a lot in the realm of relationships and a lot of male-female relationships, whether they're married, dating, whatever. So what I see is he could actually go right to eHarmony, Match.com, right to these sources and have a proposal set up and have a really good media kit set up. And he could say, you know, for XYZ, I will promote you 4 times a month, once a week. And my videos continually get traction. So you will continually be adding on. This will be a piggyback. This will be a domino effect, a snowball effect for you. And so he will then be branding himself more as a relationship comedian. And also he will be attracting individuals who are looking for relationship help, because what do people who are struggling in relationships or even marriages look for? They love comedy about relationships. So that would be something great for him. Another thing that he could do, and that would be a sponsorship that he could say, okay, the first month it'll be this price. If you want to continue working with me after that, I'll keep those ads, those promotions, but after that I want this price. And then in 6 months we can reevaluate. So that is something that he can do, that he can give himself increments and raises when working with brands. And as he has that, he can maybe add other types of brands. Maybe he works with a mattress company, or a pillow company. There are so many different types of advertisements that he can go into and brand deals that he can be very loyal to 1 to 3 of them. And that could be his bread and butter. And I would guess that after 3 of those brand deals, including the traction and the focus they're going to be giving him, because that'll be also credibility, he will grow to not really probably need to work full time. So that's my idea for him. Now there's one more idea for him. And that is because he is, even though he makes jokes and talks about dating and things like that, he is happily married and very much a family person. He once in a while brings up or showcases his children. So he could easily do something where he has a membership group about relationships and how to handle relationships from a non-therapy point of view. What is the, day-to-day, what he does, because he's the inspiring person here. Actually, he and his wife are the inspiring people. So he would go into those areas. So we would look at what he does for those different areas, and he could have a really good membership group that he could charge $5 a month. So that's something really easy. And when it's small, it could be more intimate, and then it grows. So these are just some ideas. But if you're someone who's an influencer, you need to look at who your audience is, what they like about you and why they like it about you, and then go after brands that might want that same audience. Now, if you're someone like me who is, a therapist or a doctor or an attorney, you're probably promoting your own brand as yourself. But sometimes there are individuals like nurses who are working for other companies who are just on maybe advocating for COVID or advocating for different areas. And so what I want you to do there is I want you to create content that has some kind of a niche for you. And then I want you to go and connect to a brand that would connect to your passion or your advocacy. So if you talk about COVID and getting vaccinated, or if you're anti-vaccine, whatever it is that you have your passion or advocacy in, you need to then go to a brand that would support that. So almost any brand would maybe support, if you're looking at health, would be supporting, paper towels, or hand sanitizer. So that's where you would go and further monetize in a way that does not conflict with your professional interest. So these are just some ideas. And if you have other ideas, I want you to post them below, ask questions, inbox me, whatever you want to do. Let's connect and let me know how I can help you monetize more specifically to exactly what you're promoting. Send me the link to who you are, what you do, and I will come up with ideas for you. All right, have a great day.